Alright guys, I thought I would show you this special knife. You know, I was driving around in the mountains of Crete, and up in the middle of the mountains there was this little town, and they were selling these knives. Now you would think that this knife comes with a nice full leather sheath also. Absolutely real leather sheath. You would think that this knife is just like for tourists, right? But because of the stamp on it and everything, but actually not. It is fully sharp. It's real high-grade steel. And look at this brass guillon, just like I was taught when I learned to make knives back in university. I actually met a knife maker and I learned all about this, and I used to make swords and things like that, but I was more interested in swords. But swords and knives are the same thing. Leather ring handle. So it's leather pieces that are cut in circles and stacked. You can see it's exactly the same as this leather here. And then of course they've got some, I guess some plastic or urethane in here just for decoration. And these are metal pieces. And if you look at the 500-year-old, 550-year-old sword that I have, it's actually made the same way. So this is how you really construct a blade. Look at the pommel, which is a solid piece of brass with a full tang, an absolute full tang. And you can see that little piece there that they put, that's to lock it in. But it's very solid. And I've had it for a few years. But I thought I would show you this. Let me show you the sword now, the 550-year-old sword. You can see it's constructed the same way. Okay, so let's take a look at this 550-year-old sword that I brought from Central America. And it actually has been proven that it's real by a expert bladesmith, and also a museum has looked at this, so it's real. I've seen one other sword like it in my life, and that was in actually Honduras. There's a museum that has its twin blade. From what I know about it, it actually was brought over by Columbus, by one of his sailors. It's not Columbus's blade. Columbus' blade would be much longer, almost like leg length, because he was like an admiral. So he would have had a longer blade. But the sailors would have carried something like this, from what I understand. And they would have had probably a little buckler along with this that they would go into battle with the Aztecs or whatever. It does have some dings, parry dings. You can see one right there on the blade. And it's got a patina on it of rust, but I've been told not to take that off due to the fact that it would lower its value. Notice it's been sharpened quite a bit. Now let's find the tang. So it does have a full tang also. You can see that it's been brought through the blade. There is a little pommel down here, and it's been hammered off. The expert that looked at this blade told me that probably it actually had some other type of pommel on there, but it's gone now. I'm not sure if that's true due to the fact that the other in the museum looked exactly the same, but maybe it had some decorative pommel. Notice this that looks like wood. It's actually not wood. The expert told me it's water buffalo horn. If it was wood, it wouldn't have lasted 550 years. It wouldn't still be here. Notice this ring here. Just like in this blade, it's got ring, a metal ring, and metal ring added into the handle. Everybody would think that this is just a decorative knife, like not a real knife, but actually it's made just like a real knife, full tang and everything. So it's made like a real, actual useful knife. I'm thinking these rings are there for support and also a little bit extra grip, because that's what it seems to give. And even in this, when you got the ring in your hand, it's giving you something else to hold on to. If anybody knows actually why that's there on knives, let me know, but I've seen this decorative idea, and also I think it has a function. So it's separating the water buffalo horn pieces. Well, let's get a shot of the focus here. The water buffalo horn pieces, it's separating the water buffalo horn pieces with this ring, and it does move slightly. You can see it move around a little bit. So, full tang, but the tang runs down the center of the handle, and the leading edge of the knife, sword, has been sharpened a few times, obviously, a lot, really, because look how off-center it is. Still very useful blade. Still very sharp and very useful, even after 550 years. It is springy steel, too, so you can bend it slightly. The way you use it is you're supposed to put your finger through here like this, and that gives you extra grip. And you can see that's your leading edge. And here is your gillion, which would guard your hand. I don't know. I think it would definitely work. It's, if you're fighting with it and probably I would do something more like that to bring it around quicker, but it's not coming out of your hand at all. You could do a lot of quick movements with it. It's not coming out of your hand because of this ring. Anyway, if anybody knows anything about that blade, let me know if you've ever seen anything like it. Or this blade, which is actually from Crete.